Hey, what's up guys, it's Ronald here. So this video is going to focus on mainstream media and social media's obsession with the 59 refugees that took up the offer from the United States and moved their entire lives halfway across the world. Now, the first thing of course you have to ask yourself is, why is mainstream media and social media so obsessed with these individuals? Well, it's because they would rather shame and belittle and attack people that decided to take up an offer for their children to have a better life in a safer country. And now because of that and because of this negative image on South Africa, mainstream media and social media would rather blame them than actually blame the government for their failures. Because we live in a country where everybody seems to want to always look towards the past rather than the future. And we all know what happens. I mean, if you drive in a car and you are consistently looking in the rearview mirror and you're not looking at what's coming, then you're going to have a very bad time. And it's the same case with South Africa. We are always consistently blaming colonialism and apartheid, looking towards the past, not looking towards the future. And that explains why we have less than 1% economic growth, why we have 84 murders a day, a violent sexual assault every few seconds in this country, crumbling infrastructure, state-owned enterprises that are collapsing, load shedding, all these race-based laws. It is just as if South Africa wants to always live for the past and not the future. Because if we start honing in on the future, then we can all get united behind working together for a better South Africa for all. Added to that, of course, is the fact that the mainstream media and social media seems to think that these 59 people that took up this offer, because if you look at social media, they were told to leave. I mean, let's not forget that. Everybody that has a social media account has seen 1, 2, 10, 100 people saying, go back to Europe, leave, take up the offer, get on the plane. You know, those jokes that were being made for the last month, 2 months. Well, now that these individuals are taking up the offer, now it just continues. So firstly, you're asked to leave. Then when you leave, you are condemned for leaving. So it's damned if you do and damned if you don't. And of course, the biggest issue here is mainstream media trying to paint these refugees in a negative light. Now, of course, mainstream media would rather blame everybody but the government for their failures. So they are now collectively blaming the 59 refugees for all the problems that we have in South Africa. No, the people that left because they can't live in a multicultural society. They can't adhere to what needs to happen to redress the issues in this country. But nobody talks about the politicians that sing songs about killing people. The fact that crime is rampant. We don't have enough police officers in this country. I mean, we have 170,000 police officers to look after 62 to 63 million people. Now, granted, if you look at the 170,000 police officers, not all of them are on the streets at the same time. How many of them are administrative staff? How many of them are working shifts? So you end up by having one police officer for a couple of thousand of South African citizens. And that is things that can easily be fixed. We've got two big problems in this country: unemployment and crime. Do you not see the solution right there? Employ more police officers and crime will go down and unemployment will go down. But you can't ask for that. That is asking too much. Let's rather blame the refugees that left this country. And if you don't believe me, have a look at this. This is News 24 dedicating an entire article to one individual from the refugees that decided to leave South Africa for a better life in the United States. And of course, they are trying to belittle, attack, and insult this individual. He was opportunistic, ex-neighbor, questions South Africa IT businessman's refugee claims. I mean, why are you so obsessed with this person? He's left the country. He's not a bother to South Africans anymore. But you still go and you try and portray these refugees in a negative light, thinking that this is somehow going to overturn everything that the United States already knows about South Africa. And if you want to see how really evil it gets, look at this right over here. This anonymous profile, which News 24 has not exposed, by the way. News 24 only exposes profiles that apparently is anti-government, anti-black. You know, they don't care about anonymous accounts that are literally doxing people that left, which is illegal, by the way. But yeah, let's put names to the faces. Since 49 refugees touched down in the USA, we have no clue who they are. If you know one, reply or quote with their names. So this account is literally asking for children and for people that fled the country to be doxed, as you can see here. I mean, they're literally trying to get every single person that left. Now, clearly, there's a bigger issue. Yeah, and the issue is that mainstream media is not condemning what this individual is doing, because they are releasing articles themselves trying to belittle, attack, and insult the people that left this country. Why? Why are you doing this? Because it once again falls back to mainstream media's narrative that Donald Trump in the United States has got it wrong. You know, there are no racism in South Africa towards white people. There's no threats towards white people in South Africa. Expropriation Act, don't worry about it, man. Dean McPherson said that nil compensation doesn't mean zero. Hey, great, right? The Bella Act isn't trying to destroy the Afrikaans language and remove it out of schools, you know. The NHI that eventually will corrupt South Africa and bankrupt South Africa, no problem there. So the problem is white people with an opinion, or white people with a belief that they don't have a home in South Africa anymore. So that is mainstream media's view, that Donald Trump gets his information from ex-users and people on social media. You know, I mean, it's not as if the United States has got the most impressive and comprehensive counterintelligence and intelligence agencies in the world. You know, no. Mainstream media in South Africa believes that all of everything and all of it that is being heard by Donald Trump is being received through anonymous accounts on X. I mean, how absurd, idiotic, and just shameless must you not be to actually think that people are dumb enough to believe that? And unfortunately, this has also infected politicians. I mean, the DA, the way in which they are defending the Expropriation Act, even though they are taking it to court, it's a clear illustration. The fact that the Minister of Agriculture are saying that those who left made a mistake. You know, this is somebody that's supposed to have his ear on the ground as to what is happening with farmers, farm attacks, farm murders. But yet, John Steenhuisen, who's the leader of the DA and the Minister of Agriculture in the GNU, would rather side with the ANC and mainstream media than talk truth to power as to what is really happening in South Africa. So, unfortunately, we don't have mainstream media that the apartheid era had. Because during the apartheid era, mainstream media, yes, there were, of course, people that were paid by the state to spread false news and fake news, but the overwhelming majority of mainstream media was attacking the apartheid government and showcasing the hypocrisies. Do we have that now? No. Mainstream media is hell-bent on keeping white people as the ultimate evil in this country and allowing ANC corruption, EFF, hate songs, and kill the boer, and threatening white people, saying we're not asking for the slaughtering of white people, at least for now. All of that is completely acceptable and not worthy of talking about or saying maybe this is a reason why the United States feels the way they do. No, of course not. So mainstream media in 2025 is doing the opposite of what media during apartheid did. During apartheid, they were attacking the government. Now they are praising and defending the government. And if you don't see a problem with that, then there might be something wrong with you too. So to conclude this video, I wish that people would just leave these individuals alone that decided to go and find a better life for themselves and their families. Because if you look at the 59, because that is the number, by the way, it's not 49, it's 59. If you look at the amount of children out of those 59, you can easily see that there's about 16 or 17 minimum children. Now, if you times the parents by, if you time how many parents they have and you take their numbers, then it also almost makes it up that everybody there has got young children or children that are teenagers. So the mainstream media and the social media users are literally attacking families and children for wanting a better life for themselves and for their children. And if you don't see that as evil, then there's something, once again, wrong with you. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to smash that like button. Please be sure to subscribe. Be sure to share this video far and wide, especially on WhatsApp with all your friends and families on your community groups. And if you enjoy my content and you support me, then please consider becoming a member. You can do so by clicking the join button below. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Till later. Cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre.